Hey, welcome back to the Math Mastery YouTube channel. Today we're going to be looking at the proof for the quadratic formula. So yeah, let's get into it. Right, so firstly, what is a quadratic, right? I guess that's the first thing to look at. So quadratic is a polynomial where the highest power is 2. So this here, ax squared plus bx plus c, this is the general form of a quadratic, right? Now, what the quadratic formula does is it allows us to find the x-intercepts, right? So the x-intercepts are the points where the graph intercepts with the x-axis, right? Hence why it's called the x-intercept, right? Now, at this point, y is equal to 0, right? So when the graph touches the x-axis, y is equal to 0. So to find the x-intercepts, we let y equal 0, right? So normally, polynomial will look something like this, right? So we'd have y equals x squared plus bx plus c, right? So to find the x-intercept, we let y equal 0, right? Now from this point onwards, we take out a as a factor, right? So we factor out the a. So factoring out the a, we get this, right? X squared plus bx on a plus c on a, all in brackets, multiplied by a, right? So if you're confused by this step, all we've done is just taken a out as a factor. Right, so that should be easy to understand with the x squared. Would this be x on a and plus c on a? That's just, I guess, a little trick that we've done, right? So when we expand this, the a's on the bottom here are going to cancel out, right? Which is going to just give us what we already have, right? So nothing's really changed. We've just written it in a different form, right? And we're going to see why in a second, right? So from this step onwards, we complete the square, right? So completing the square means we halve the b term and we put it in here. And so x plus b on 2a squared, then we minus this b term, right? b on 2a, and then we square it, right? So this step here is called completing the square. So if you're not familiar with this, you can check out another video I did on completing the square. But for the sake of this video, we'll assume you know how to complete the square, right? So this step, we've completed the square. And then the plus c on a stays the same. Then in the next step, we just divide out by a, which does nothing. 0 divided by a is still 0. And then we square this, right? So it's going to be b squared on 4a squared. So our goal is to get x. So now, sorry, don't know what happened there. So our goal is to find x, right? So from this point onwards, we can start rearranging, right? So to rearrange, we do bit maths in reverse, right? So we can start getting rid of this c on a and b squared on 4a squared, right? So we do the opposite operation, right? So we have c on a. So to undo that, we want to do minus c on a. So we do it to both sides. We end up with minus c on a. Then here we have minus b squared on 4a squared. So to undo that, we plus b squared on 4a squared to both sides, right? So we get b squared on 4a squared, right? So, and then we still have our x plus b on 2a squared on the left-hand side, right? From this point, we want to subtract this, right? So to do this, to subtract fractions, we can only do so if the denominators are the same, right? So we want to make this a here 4a squared, right? So how can we do that? We can just multiply the top and bottom by 4a, right? So if we do that, we get 4a squared on the bottom, which is what we want, and we get 4ac on the top, right? So now we can subtract this, right? So we get b squared minus 4ac divided by 4a squared, right? Then the next step, we take the square root, right? So we take the square root, we get b squared minus 4ac, right? This is the top part of the numerator, right? Or the top part of the fraction. And on the bottom, we get 2a, right? Which is just the square root of 4a squared, right? So we just get 2a, right? The square root of 4 is 2, a squared is a. So we get 2a on the bottom, right? And then we just rearrange this. So we minus, sorry, there should be an equal sign here. Equal sign, did I miss it anywhere else? Okay, that's fine. Yep, so just equal sign here. And then we just rearrange this last bit, right? So plus b on 2a, so the opposite of that is minus b on 2a. So doing that, we end up with x equals minus b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac on 2a, right? And again, we could just do this minus b because the denominators are the same, right? So the denominator here is 2a, denominator here is 2a. So we can just add the numerators together, right? And that's it, right? So that's the proof of the quadratic formula, right? So hopefully that, I guess, helps you understand where the quadratic formula comes from. And yeah, hopefully you don't look at it as just, something that's, useless or something you'll never use, right? So yeah, something more than a formula you just plug numbers into, right? So hopefully this helped you understand. And yeah, that's it for today's video. So please like and subscribe. See you next time.